Like 23, you find the noble gas that's at the end before copper, which was argon, and that's 18. And copper is 29, so we have to add 11 more electrons. And the order is 4s2, 3d.
I'm just wondering, does that say 3d9?
Yeah.
All right, so why is copper on here? This was a tricky little one.
That was why it's steel.
4s1, 3d.
Because it steals,
I
right?
don't know.
It borrows from the 4s because that full 3d, it wants to have a full 3d.
So these we had to write the first.
4s1, 3d10. And Ms. Jones, this would be a great time for you to share what you learned when you left class last week and you went and dealt with this. So do we write 3d10 first, or do we write 4s1 first?
So it'll get a little, I want to go back to this when we get into metals and we get into reactions a little bit. However, I believe last week we talked about which one would you write first. Would you write the 3d10 first, or would you write the 4s1 first? And actually the appropriate way to write it would have the 4s at the end, because you'll learn when you form your cations, when the metals form cations, they lose electrons from the 4s orbital first. So wherever the electrons are lost from, that's why it's at the end. And actually, okay, it gets a little bit more complicated, but actually when you're filling up the electrons for that one specific element, 4s is not necessarily filled up before 3d. Just to throw a big wrench in there for you. But we'll get into that more.